fabulous in New Minas, Nova Scotia, and today we're going to talk about coffee perks. A lot of us have a great memory of coffee perks, either from days camping when we were younger or from a grandparent's kitchen where the smell of coffee just always seemed to be bubbling in the background somewhere. And a lot of that came from a coffee perk. Why would you drink coffee from a coffee perk? It's the way the coffee's made. There's no other way of making coffee that has as much water to coffee exposure. And what I mean by that is it's the amount of times the water is actually percolating or dripping through the coffee grounds. In your average drip coffee maker, it's got sort of a shower head effect, and the hot water comes down, saturates the coffee grounds, goes down, fills your jug. One pass through. The way a coffee perk works is you place water in the jug, and it's got measures on the outside. So this one will do up to 9 cups of coffee. And for most of us, those would be baby cups. This would be about 4 good mugs, big mugs. So you're going to fill the water to the highest point. You can't, if you want that many cups of coffee, you can't go any higher than that because you're going to put your percolating mechanism inside. What happens is you fill your water, cold water, you put your basket in, you fill your basket with very coarsely ground coffee. So you can't go to the grocery store and buy the drip coffee in a bag all ready to go. You're either going to have to buy beans, which are whole and not been ground yet, and you're going to have to then put them through your grinder, and a good grinder will have a coarse setting on it, or if you're using a hand grinder, you just do it till the beans are starting to be broken up like a coarse crumb. And you fill this with the proper amount of coffee, so that'll depend on how many cups of water you have. You don't need a paper filter. If you do, you're actually slowing the water coming down. You'll notice the holes are very, very small in the bottom and very large in the top. So my coffee's in my basket. I put my basket down on the wand. I put my top down. I make sure it's sitting down there properly. And I close the lid. Oops, make sure that's down there all the way. What's going to happen is now I put this on my heat source, and as the heat begins to turn that cold water into warm water, the pressure is going to force it to come up through the little wand, and you're going to see that little bubble of coffee. So first when you start, it's very, very pale. That's the beauty of a coffee perk. You keep going till it reaches the darkness or the intensity of coffee that you really want. You can tell because you can see it perking. So as you become more familiar with the process, if this is new to you, you would very quickly tell that it takes you 5 minutes or whatever it takes you on your stove, your particular way of heating. And then you just take it off and your coffee's ready. You don't have to take the basket out because the coffee is going to pour underneath the basket. It's not going to go through again. Now the one thing about this coffee is, of course, it doesn't have any way of keeping hot. So you may want to put it into your handy thermos. Another nice find this past spring when I was at the trade shows, which is where I found these. And it's all stainless steel, just fill it up, screw it back down, pop it up, and you've either sealed it or you locked it. You can drink from anywhere around it. You can pour from anywhere around it. Pour it into your little cup and you have fresh perked coffee on the go.